Hey, what's up guys? It's Brian here, Brian's Lawn Maintenance. Hey, trust you guys are doing well. Wanted to talk about another customer kind of altercation slash crazy little story that happened about a week ago. In fact, the same week during the restaurant that had the manager come out and chew me out and put trash in my dump insert. During the exact same week, to want to let you guys know, does Brian's Lawn Maintenance have bad days or bad weeks? Oh yeah, we have crazy stuff happen to us too. I try to keep my channel positive and sort of like a little oasis or refuge for you guys, because I know we're all getting dinged up and just banged up as we run our lawn care landscaping business and our service businesses, right? But the crazy thing is, 3 days prior to that event, we had a customer actually come at me and kind of chew me out about something that really wasn't our fault. I want to share the story with you guys, maybe provide a couple little lessons learned as well, and help you guys kind of steer clear of this, and of course hear you guys weigh in on what you would have done in this situation and scenario. All right, let's check it out.
Make the ground shake.
Alright, so if you guys don't know, my channel is all about helping you guys grow a more successful lawn care landscaping business so you guys can go out there and crush it. In fact, if you guys like the merch, Landscape and Chill, we got a classic. You can always check out the merch and the links in the description to get your shirts off of Teespring. But here's the crazy story about 10 days ago now, right? We started off doing our Thursday route like we normally do. And it's 8:30 in the morning. I'm going into the subdivision. Now, you guys gotta think about the fact that it's wet, it's dewy, it's rainy. It was like a 70-degree day. Everybody's windows are probably fogged up, not mine, because I've been up since 6:30 doing the whole deal. And I'm going into a subdivision and this car is coming at me. And what happens is it swerves and it hits a trash bucket that's on the side of the road for trash day, and the lady loses her mirror. Let's analyze the situation and let's analyze this scene, okay? As I go into any subdivision, you guys are probably in the same route. I'm always going 5, 10 miles an hour, 15 miles an hour. We do not speed. I'm very conscientious about kids, just my image. I don't want to be that truck racing through the subdivision, right? And so I'm always really cautious, and I try to go 5 or 10 miles an hour and stay in my lane as long as there's no cars parked on the road. Now we're talking about subdivisions in suburbia, okay? And so what happens is at 8:30 in the morning, this lady's coming at me. I guarantee you her windows were foggy. She was, just waking up. I had been, up since 6:30 in the morning. I'm not saying she was on her cell phone or anything like that, although 1 out of 3 people are probably on their cell phone, dicking around trying to figure out their schedule, their email, or their text messages, right? And what happened is, as the cars are going at each other, I have a big rig. Like, my truck is pretty intimidating coming down a road, and there's no problem having it be a 2-lane road and you getting by my truck. Now, the problem is that this lady, she whipped the car, and by the way, this is a customer of mine. She's not a customer this season because they're cutting the lawn on their own, but I know this lady. She's super nice, she's super cool. She swerves her car just enough, apparently, to clip one of those huge not mailboxes, that was me, garbage cans. That's funny right there. A huge garbage can, and she smokes the whole right side mirror of her car, whatever's curbside, right? And I see it, I hear it, and I look in my mirror, and you see it fling into the air and fling onto the ground. And I was like, oh crap, like even my guy Rob, like we heard it. And at first I thought my truck got smoked, right? I was like, shoot, not again. I got the right side all smashed up. Let's see if we can also get through this season and not smash up the left side of the trailer, right? Anyway, just having fun. And so so the lady hit the mirror, and I go, oh my God. And so she goes around this bend. I see the brake light stop, and I go, dude, that's a bad morning for somebody. Now, I didn't know it was my customer's car because she's not a customer of mine this year. I don't keep up with everybody's car, okay? So I cut 3 or 4 lawns. We make this loop, and then I come over across from her house where I have 2 other lawns to cut, and I get a really weird voicemail doing a lawn right before the lawns I do by her. And so she's up next, basically. Like, the lawns I do across the street from her are up next. And I'm like, okay, hey, this lady Beth, she probably wants her lawn cut, right? Like a one-time cut. That's what I'm thinking. And by the way, I want to give you guys some lessons here, so hang with me on this story. I know it's a little lengthy, but I want to give you some lessons about this, because I'm just sick and tired of people trying to pin stuff on me or you guys out there, or just self-employed people in general. Sometimes you got to put your foot down and not tolerate this kind of malarkey, okay? So what happens is, I drop the ramp and she's on her front step and she comes out hysterical, okay? It's 8:30 in the morning, she's screaming and she's like, you need to come here, I need to show you something. And I'm like, oh, what's up? Like, I had no clue. I'm like, hey, Beth, I just got your voicemail. Do you want the lawn cut? And she's like, no, not exactly. And I'm like, okay. I gotta imagine, I didn't get this voicemail. I'm like, I have no idea what she wants. So as we walk into her garage, she's got the same car, the same color car that got hit. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, okay, it's this lady. And I go, oh man, that's not cool. That's like one of my customers. I feel bad for her. And I already think about this lightning. You guys, let me know if your brain works this way, but boom, like a lightning bolt, just all this tree of different options, different ideas, like a Plinko chip of thought process goes out. And I'm imagining this scenario, that scenario, this scenario, and I'm just thinking like, oh man, some of my brain starts working to make, not stories or whatever, but just to mitigate, because you just know it's gonna come at you, okay? And this is the crazy stuff that until you go through it, you don't know how to respond to it. And this is the tough stuff when you're just starting out in business, because you take out a window, you don't know if that person's a millionaire and they're gonna sue you. You don't know if they're just some crazy cat lady who wants to just tear you apart, or if it's a normal, cool couple that's like, hey man, stuff happens, like no big deal. Just, you're insured? Yeah. All right, good to go. We'll have it fixed in 2 weeks, no big deal. Like, that's the crazy stuff that you never get to hear the stories about for people who are self-employed. Like, oh, I had a ladder, it fell, went through somebody's dining room bay window and it's $1,500. Nobody really shares too many stories like these. So here's the bottom line. The lady and I walk into the garage and she is the kind of lady who, let's just say it wasn't her fault in her mind. It's 8:30 in the morning. She's rushing to work. She's in the middle of the road, right? I'm on my right lane and she realized like my truck's coming down the road, so she swerves. Now this huge trash can, like one of those big city ones with the big yellow or green lid, subdivisions have these, at least in Michigan. It was definitely jutted out. The subdivision I'm in, there's no sidewalks, and the entrance to the driveway, there's not like a lot of extra cement or curb space. So in this sub, they put all their trash buckets on the street and they stick out, you know, a good 2 to 3 feet, right? So it is a tiny little wiggle room space. Now, logic would say she should slow down and let me go through. I kind of have the right of way. Imagine the trash can was a car. I kind of have the right of way. Anyway, 2 cars could definitely fit through that lane. Like, we went back and looked at it, and my guy Rob and I were both like, dude, there's no way we're getting blamed for this one. So her mirror got smoked, and I'm in the garage, and she's like, yeah, I can't believe this happened. I had to cancel work for the morning. I had to, I don't know how much this is. This is crazy. And she's like kind of crying, and you know, girls crying. It's just, trust me, like I deal with it. You guys deal with it. But I'm like, man, I don't need a hysterical woman on my case at 8:30 in the morning. And it was just a really tough situation where she said this, and this is the kind of comment you got to look for in life to see who's taking responsibility. I always assume responsibility. There's a good book out there, Extreme Ownership, and if you've never read it, you need to read it, because you need to realize, as a business owner, everything's your fault. You got to start that way, because it just makes life so much easier. Everything that happens to you, freaking take responsibility for it. You get in a fight with your wife, it's your fault. The tire's flat, it's your fault. You get T-boned by another car, it's your fault. You should have left earlier. Okay, that's just kind of my very dramatic extreme ownership responsibility gene. And I had that way before I read that book, but they do a great job articulating it, the 2 Navy SEAL guys. So anyway, I'm in the garage and she goes, what are we gonna do? Like, what are we gonna do about this? I don't know what we're gonna do about this. And I'm thinking to myself, what's the "we're" part? What's the "we" part? There's no "we're," there's no "we're," there's no "we," there's no me, Brian. There's no "I did this to your car." Your car smashed the thing. And here's the crazy thing that I want to talk to you guys about, this whole story about dash cams. This is something that's now on my radar, because now this happened on the side of my car. I can't really like say a dash cam would have prevented this, right? But at least it would have been something. So I'm kind of curious if you guys have dash cams. This is the whole conversation I want to have with you guys about security and dash cams, because what happened was, she goes, did you listen to my voicemail? And I go, no. So I listened to the voicemail, and while I'm waiting for her, she goes, well, you should listen to it. So I listened to the voicemail, and the voicemail says, hey, this is Beth. I'm not sure if this is you in that rig or one of your rigs, but that rig of yours made me swerve and made me hit the trash bucket and take off my mirror. And I'm thinking to myself, no, like I'm in that rig, I'm driving, my guy's with me, and we both were like, trust me, dude, I stay in my lane for stuff like this. And she goes, yeah, your rig made me kind of swerve and smoke a trash bucket. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, that's just not the truth at all. You swerved because you overcompensated because you're freaked out that this huge rig is coming down the road. And unfortunately, circumstances where a trash bucket was clearly more into the road than usual. Just kind of a bad, you know, whatever they call it, just a bad life situation. Like you lost a mirror, 250 bucks. I'm sorry, but the altercation part was, well, not the altercation, but the whole juiciness of the whole situation that I want to help you guys out with is that it was the way she was basically trying to pin it on me. It was you know, well, what are we gonna do about this? What, you know, and she was basically, here's the bait that I want to help you guys out with. And I'd love to know if you guys have ever been in situations like this where somebody's trying to bait or literally hook you into taking on more responsibility than you should to be at risk for it. Okay, this is good content. Like, this is meat. This is what being self-employed in a service business is all about. She was basically waiting for me to say, hey, I'm sorry, I did it. Oh my God, like, I'll take care of it. Like, it's my $250 deductible or out-of-pocket expense. And she's like, dude, like, just body language. Like, why should everybody start a business and deal with customers and people? Man, because you learn people skills, you learn interpersonal skills. And you could just tell she was waiting for me, just body language. She's like, what are we gonna do about this? Like, just like that. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know, you're in a tough pickle. I'm really sorry, I feel bad for you. And she's like, well, yeah. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go cut those 2 lawns across the street. I feel really bad. And so here's another thing she said. And this is a real story. This is what she goes. She goes, well, my brother and my brother-in-law will be here in about 1 minute. We'll have to see what he says about this. And I'm like, okay, bring your brother or brother-in-law. I don't know what that even means. Is that a threat? So we'll have to see what he says about this. I can't wait to see what he thinks about this. And I'm like, okay, well, it's not gonna change any fact that you swerved your car, overcompensated, oversteered, hit this trash bucket, and now you're gonna pin this on me. So again, here's all the framework I wanna help you guys out with, is that a lot of times you guys also get stuck in situations like this. Unfortunately, way too often. And I get a lot of you guys DMing me and emailing me saying, what would you do in this scenario? Like, sometimes I get messages from you guys where you're like, hey, I cut this lawn, the customer didn't think I did a good job, and you're younger, and they refuse to pay you, right? Or they, you know, the term was $40 and they want to pay you $30 because you didn't do such a good job because it was wet, you double cut it, you left clumps, and now they're like, I don't think I'm deserving of paying the full 40 bucks. And that's where it gets really tough. That's the lessons you got to learn from 18 to 30 years old to put your foot down as a business owner. Like, you're not entitled to anything or deserving of anything. You need to run a real company here. But these situations and business experiences are what really help kind of define you and teach you guys these life lessons. So, UPS truck. But here's the deal. The bottom line was that the facts were, I didn't do anything wrong. You oversteered, overcompensated. There's a 20% chance you're on your cell phone. I'm not saying that it was. There's a 20% chance that your windows were dewy and foggy. It's first thing in the morning. You smoked your mirror. Unfortunately, like, if I would have like smoked my mirror on the same trash bucket on my side, it's not even the galaxy of a thought process to me to call her and say, if I even knew it was her, this lady Beth, right? If I zoomed by at the same time, for me to go, oh, I can't believe that car just ran me off the road and I smoked my mirror. I wouldn't go tackle that person or go at that person. I'd be like, dang, man, that sucks. There goes 400 bucks. I'm not making any money today. And life would go on. Like, it sucks, trust me. Like, I'm not like I'm, oh, $400 is no big deal. Like, that's a lot of money to me. Like, I don't ever forget buying a $500 backpack, Glory, I always say, right? But I would not start with who's taking responsibility for this other than myself. Who can I put this on? That's the world today of everybody being a freaking victim And I just will not tolerate it in my life or people around me. And I really encourage you guys not to as well, because it'll make you a better human. So anyway, the follow-up to the story is there's been no follow-up. It's 10 days later. And here's the bottom line is that she's not pinning anything on me. She wouldn't get away with any of this. She's a great girl, great lady. Everybody usually is. Now, I always say this, everybody's really nice to you as the lawn care landscaping guy until something goes wrong, and then people want to come at you. And then everybody can get really evil, really nasty, because they think that you can just jerk around the service industry guy, the landscaper, the plumber, the electrician, and get nasty and demanding. And that's just not how it works. Like, I don't treat car salespeople that way. I don't treat IBM engineers that way. Okay, let's just be honest. But when she was coming at me and she was really mad, I wasn't gonna give her an inch to take a mile, right? I was not paying for your dumb mirror or anything like that, but she was very, what's it called? Like, she was very implying that it was my fault. And I was like, no, unfortunately, Beth. And she even said, like, well, you were in the middle of the road. I go, Beth, no, we weren't. I said, I didn't even, and that's where sometimes you guys talk too much. Just being honest, some of you guys, you explain too much. I see paragraphs that you guys DM me and say, what would you say in this scenario? I go, why did you even include those 3 paragraphs? Like, I was cutting a lawn, it was too tall, it was clumpy. Well, I had school for 3 days, and then I got rained out, then I had classes, then I take my little brother to school, and then, you know, some of you guys that are 19, and then, you know, then the lawn was long, and I'm just so sorry, like, can you please forgive me? And it's like, the lawn was tall because I had life going on. It's kind of A, shame on you, but B, like, you know, anyway, you guys know what I'm trying to say. Like, you're providing too much context, too much talking. And same thing with this situation. In this situation, it was clearly 100% not my fault. And this lady goes, she was waiting for me to add more words to it, to bait me, to convict myself, right? To, I forget the terminology, but she was waiting for me to, like, basically plead guilty to my own mistake when there was no mistake. Anyway, this is getting lengthy. I don't want to keep it too long, but I would love to know if you guys use dash cams, because, and which ones you use. Leave me some links or descriptions or whatever you guys got. I'm trying to keep it light, but a lot of you guys are always wondering, like, do we have bad days too? And the answer is freaking yes. That's why I'm trying to vlog more, make more videos for you guys, to give you more real-time daily updates of what's going on in my lawn care and landscaping company. Because, man, like, I run a real business. Like, I'm in my truck about to go get some Chipotle. We have long days, hot days, crazy weather, rain. We get, you know, all this kind of mess too. So I love the daily vlogging sort of style that I'm trying to go with right now, to just give you guys more updates about my business and let you guys know that we're all in this together. So anyway, that being said, love to know, have you guys ever had situations like that where somebody tried to pit something on you or blame something on you or bait you into a situation where you're like, dude, there's no way that's my fault or my responsibility? I feel bad for the girl. Like, she's a great girl. Everything being said, she's a nice lady, great girl. If she was gonna be a customer again, for sure. Like, I have nothing personally against her. I feel really bad that it happened to her. But the reality is, it's not my fault. It's just not my fault. Sorry, like, I didn't drive in the middle, right? We didn't come like this. I was here. You were in the middle. You swerve, you overcompensate. You hit the trash bucket. Unfortunate set of circumstances. But I'm not going to be shelling out $250 because you damaged your own mirror on your own car. It's awful. But here's the deal. 10, 12 days prior, I smoked the gas station and I probably caused $750 worth of damage on the side of my trailer and my door, but I didn't go at the gas station and say, well, you put that curb there, you put the pole there. I didn't go to the car on the right side of the gas pump or the left side of the gas pump and go, oh my God, I can't believe that you parked your car there and filled up gas and I couldn't use that lane. And because I can't use that lane, I turned into the gas pump and damaged my trailer. You owe me $750. Sorry, that's not how life works. On my channel, we teach you guys how to run real companies, real businesses. And if you're between 0 and 250, I know what I'm talking about. I can help you out, okay? And so what I'd encourage you guys to do is, number 1, if you get into an altercation like that, less words is more. Number 2, take full responsibility when it's your actual fault. Unfortunately, in this situation, there was no way, shape, or form it was mine. Number 3, be empathetic. I guess I don't have an agenda here, a list or anything, but number 3, be empathetic. The lady just got, you know, a $250 black eye, 8:30 in the morning on a Thursday. She's missing a half a day of work now. Nobody wants to go through that crap. my heart goes out to her in that situation, okay? Number 4, I don't have a list, okay? So that's just some of my talking points, okay? Sometimes less is more, but I feel bad for the girl. But let me know if you guys use dash cams, if you guys do any kind of security on your vehicles nowadays. I know some of you guys, I was talking through over the weekend, have your trucks outfitted and rigged with dash cams for stuff just like this, for insurance reasons and crazy claim stuff, plowing snow, whether it's like crazy damages that can happen or just weird people out there, man. It's tough being self-employed, man. Like everybody, especially see like nice shiny rigs, everybody wants to come at you, and that's a fact. So anyway, lengthy video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you do, shoot it a big thumbs up. Leave me some comments down below. Love to hear you guys weigh in on this crazy story. And that's it. All right, guys, we'll catch up with you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Landscape and chill. A little bit more of the chilling side, right? So, all right, guys, we'll see ya. Bye.